So, decision making. So, how do I determine if I am making the decision in a stress state? Like if I'm making the right decision. So now that we're going into phase one of
Hmm.
reopening things slowly, there are a lot of decisions made, whether it's in sport or outside of sport, and it in every household that is happening. How do I know, or
Yeah.
what can we do to make sure?
Well, number one thing is the type of decision it is the second step in this. The first step is the person actually recognizing the whether I'm making an emotional decision or a stress-based decision, or whether I'm actually thinking about it. Okay. So evidence of critical thought means I'm able to see two, three, four different perspectives. Those perspectives aren't necessarily my perspective. This might be my favorable perspective, but I'm able to see two or three other perspectives. When we're stressed, we don't make decisions with that higher brain. We
Right.
make emotional decisions. And if we're
Yeah.
making emotional decisions, then we're only going to be depending on whatever past experience we have. And that has been floating to the surface more and more and more as the time goes on, as the reopening of things occurs, and we're talking about sport, as sport organizations are trying to position themselves and organize themselves. There's this flow of people going, okay, but if I'm super stressed, I'm going to be making a decision based on past experience.
Right.
Well, this situation here has taught us a whole lot about new experiences, which go back to perspective taking and critical thought, may have three or four alternative choices that I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
That should be the number one place a
I
person
love
is
that.
when they're making
I love
decisions.
it. Thank you. You are worth your weight in gold for myself. So I'm sure other people love that perspective, because you're right. You can't see the forest for the trees when you're stressed.
Yep.
And the
Yep.
perspective right now is that the sky is falling.
Yep.
And that is
Yep.
not a great way to make decisions. So if I can consciously choose different perspectives, maybe that will pull me out of it. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And sport organizations have always had well, they haven't always had, but they put the 24-hour rule in for a lot of people, so that people think about what it is that's really struck a chord with them. There's no rule today. There's no guidelines, no organization saying there's a rule. We have a lot of social media that just whatever impulse flies through my mind right now, I'm just going to let everybody know.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of people making stress-based decisions on past experience, when today, the present is unprecedented. If you truly look at it as unprecedented, that should be the second step, which is stop, think, and reflect. Does that experience apply today? And if I'm doing that, I may see other perspectives.
Yes, that's it. That's golden.
I think it speaks volumes, though, when we're not judging people when they're making decisions about in stressed situations. That, I think, is the second part for a bigger picture, is that we're not judging people for that. We're helping them come back.
Right.
And it's hard because people, when they share a perspective, are just getting attacked, whether it's social media, even in conversations. And you got your neighbors looming and it's like, are you social distancing? And it's like, all of a sudden we're just perpetuating this fear. It's like, no, like, if I can be informed, then I'm going to trust the people in my inner circle that they can inform me. That should not have been different. If I have an inner circle that's never going to inform me, I don't have a great inner circle. I've got a lot of groupthink. That's not going to get me anywhere. Right? I want people in my inner circle that are going to say, hey, hang on a second. Stop for a second. Come here. Here's what I'm thinking. I don't have to take it, but that might be enough for me to stop.
Yeah.
That
So
might be enough for me to stop.
you're saying groupthink is in everybody thinking the same
Yeah.
thing instead of
Yeah.
questioning. Right. Right.
Yeah. And I just end up getting people who are just perpetuating my bias and surrounding myself with people
Yes.
that are making me think I'm right all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not going to get me anywhere.
No, it doesn't get you anywhere. That's
And we have to trust people. And
yeah.
so that goes all the way back to the reason we started talking about this today, is that we have to trust people.
Yeah.
And we need those people to be in a perspective taking situation. We need them to be operating in that cognitive realm. We need to be able to see more perspectives. and not park our emotions, but we talked about that in the last podcast, is emotional resiliency is striving for something. It's not, we're not going to thrive at a time that's really, really challenging and potentially oppressing for a lot of people. We're going to strive to, though. And that means leveling off that emotional intensity in order to be able to make healthier decisions.
Right. Okay, that was good stuff.
Cool.
I think that that was impactful, right? There's so much to talk about, honestly, and I think that people just want to hear somebody else talking about some of the same stuff that's going through their head.
Yeah,
it makes us
absolutely.
feel a better sense of belonging, right? Like I'm not the only one thinking about it.